Welcome to the Resume Preparation Workshop. The resume is your chance to introduce yourself in writing and persuade an employer to give you an interview. Your resume may be the most important tool of your job search. A resume is a marketing tool in the sense that it needs to grab and hold the attention of hiring managers and employers. We want employers to read our resume and immediately want to call us in for an interview. We want the resume to provide a good first and lasting impression that we are a good fit for the job. We want the resume to help us stand out from the crowd by providing a better picture of our capabilities than the majority of resumes being considered. And we need to understand and take advantage of the fact that the information provided on our resumes affects the scoring involved in human resource computer screening of applicants for jobs. On average, an employer spends only seconds looking at a resume for the first time. Many employers use human resource software, applicant tracking systems, to process resumes. Online applications are usually a component of applicant tracking systems. Because of that, initial exposure to your resume with these employers may be an automated process rather than human. It is critical to be aware of how to prepare resume content and formatting for those jobs that require you to fill out online applications. The rules for doing so are constantly changing as applicant tracking system software evolves and becomes more sophisticated over time. This presentation will contain more information about how to help your resume succeed with online applications and applicant tracking systems. Follow these principles with resume content. Divide the information on your resume into sections with recognizable headings. Avoid burying your best and relevant successes and skills in dense paragraphs. People absorb and remember information that is divided into smaller, easier to find chunks. Think of the resume as being an explanation of how you match the job instead of being an exhaustive list of everything you can do. Do not add non-relevant information just to fill up a page. Choose the most active and accurate wording to explain what you have accomplished and are capable of doing. Use successes and achievements from your past to persuade employers you are the right person for the job. This is a list of typical content sections on a resume. Only the name and contact information section belongs at the top of the resume. Review the employer's job description and then think about which sections would show your best strengths for their job. These sections should be placed toward the top. For example, if you were a recent graduate from college, you might put the education section under your profile and summary. If your skills are strong and comprehensive, you should put a skills section near the top. Workers in skilled occupations like equipment operators, truck drivers, information technologists, construction workers, and programmers should place the skills section high on the resume. Here are some phone tips when you include your phone number in the contact information. Make sure voicemail on your phone is set up. Imagine an employer calling you to set up an interview and hearing your phone server message, "This person has not yet set up their voicemail." What would that say about how serious you are as a job seeker? And what does it say about your organizational skills? If someone else may answer your phone, make sure they are ready to say something positive, like, "Judy is visiting employers looking for a job. If you would like me to give her your name and number, she will call you back today or tomorrow." Return calls quickly, like the same day or tomorrow at the latest. Here are some email tips. Include your email address only if you regularly check your email. It would be better to leave it off if you don't. Make sure to use a professional and appropriate address. Consider creating a new email account for job search purposes only. Gmail, Yahoo, Outlook all have free email available. Also consider using a social media site like LinkedIn. You could include that or a personal website address as a marketing tool if you have complete and relevant content. Google Drive, Microsoft OneDrive, and other online sites give you free cloud space that employers could link to view photos or other documentation of your work. But make sure the content on the media site is appropriate and professional. The last thing you want to happen is for the employer to attempt to contact you and not be able to. Almost as bad as if for you or someone else to answer the phone unprofessionally. A summary or profile section is like a branding statement of who you are and is a better choice than an objective at the top of your resume. Employers tend to ignore objectives. A summary or profile should immediately follow the contact information on your resume. It summarizes your relevant experience, skills, and qualifications for the targeted job. Consider a profile or summary if you have extensive experience with different occupations and employers. Also include a quote from a letter of reference or recommendation as a part of the summary or profile. Summaries or profiles have mostly replaced objectives as the section that immediately follows the contact information at the top of the resume. Objectives are only still acceptable if the resume is going to be submitted for a specific job title for an employer. This slide shows an example of a typical summary and profile. They are both in a paragraph form that states your work experience and highlights your occupational specific skills as well as your best interpersonal skills. The summary of qualifications is a good option for job seekers that have a background that matches well with the qualifications required by the desired job. This is very similar to a list of skills in a skills section, but a qualifications list also includes knowledge, abilities, whatever qualifications are listed as requirements of the job. Soon-to-be and recent graduates could consider listing the education section at the top of the resume. Place it according to what you think would be its overall importance to the employer. List your school, degree, year, and any honors, including your grade point average if it's high. A list of coursework that's relevant to your career objective or the requirements of the job for which you're applying could also be included. Trainings and certifications can be included here and/or in the skills section. For example, a completed CompTIA Security Bootcamp training program could be placed in the Education and Training section, but you could also include CompTIA Security Plus certification listed in the Skills section. Many certifications are completed after finishing a corresponding training program, and both should be included on the resume.